Techno Hollywood.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone's smiling. It's good.
Yeah, and I got a new Techno Hollywood outfit shirt. It's a long sleeve white tee.
Long sleeve white tee. You were looking for a
cold.
proper jacket. Did you get a jacket?
No, I got nothing.
Nice.
But I can't seem to give it away. I like had it in the car to give away, and I'm like, I can't. I like it still.
Nice. So welcome to episode 12, everyone. We're back here.
We're back.
To tell the truth, I'm a little bit still tired from traveling and just settling in straight back into Berlin.
So the usual.
The usual. Basically, like the Monday is normally like our Sunday. You know, like if you work over the weekend and you're traveling and the DJ life, they don't have any Sunday, right? So basically, Monday
Sundays
becomes,
you're hungover and getting on the plane.
Exactly, and then Monday is the new Sunday. So that's the reality right now. But everything's fine. I'm getting into it. Like I made some notes, and some mental notes, but also some actually written notes about some interesting stuff that just came across my radar regarding music and music business and everything what we talk about here on this pod. Mm-hmm. It's about show business, music, and comedy, but also like just dropping nuggets in a way, right?
I love it.
That's the plan. So I don't know if you saw this. There's a whole, obviously the whole AI thing keeps growing, keeps moving, keeps everything on their toes.
Yeah, AI works when we sleep. We're never gonna beat it.
I know. Exactly.
It's 24/7. We go to sleep, get on planes. It's still trying to defeat us.
Yeah. So it's still moving. I mean, there was a. Remember, like we talked about this, I think last time, the last one of the episodes with the whole Drake song. Everyone's like, let's take down the Drake song. And that happened for like a quick second. Apparently, the guy put up another one, like, of course, an even better one, like with Bad Bunny featuring Rihanna or something. And
really?
It's like, it's just gonna like, yeah. And I heard it. I mean, it's probably down again, but it was actually really good. Like, wow. I'm not I don't listen to Bad, but the way it sounded like a record, and I was like, wow. Even like, I saw it real quick in the Instagram comments, like Diplo, like, hey, this tune is fire, send it to me. So he was gonna basically,
he got fooled.
Like, he got fooled. No, he put it up officially. This is the new AI song.
No, but did Diplo know it was AI or no?
Yeah. Everyone knew. He posted it as like, hey, I'm not gonna this ghostwriter dude or whoever he is. Or she is, and they just posted it up, and then basically said like, "Hey, probably this post is gonna last 2 hours. I don't know. I haven't checked if it's down or not." He listened to a snippet of a song, write me an email, so I can send the song around. So I'm sure like Diplo's gonna, or other DJs for that matter, gonna play it. And that's
it'll
that's
exist.
When it gets complicated. It'll exist. It'll continue to exist. So
we just need an AI DJ to complete the circle.
Yeah. But here's when I don't know if you saw that, like. Grimes, Grimes. So basically, we all know who Grimes is. She's a musician, obviously, but she's also, I think it's the ex-wife now of Elon Musk, right? And so she basically is flipping the script with AI music. You know what she did? Like now,
is she leaning into it and saying, "Let's go"?
Exactly. She basically leans into it and says, like, people can use her voice now. And the model, she's even like made her own model apparently. And she says anyone can just do a Grimes song with her vocals now. And she'll split the proceedings and the revenue and the royalties 50-50, basically. And then she's going to go like, it's
That's
like a
smart.
collab,
Just take it and run with it instead of fighting
Exactly, yeah. And then she basically will organize it via, obviously the best way to do this is via the blockchain and like NFTs and stuff.
Not obviously. That's probably the worst way.
No, if you think about it, you cut out the middleman because then everyone really gets paid and it's in a smart contract. If she says it, like, otherwise people would, and then I don't know how she's going to do it because then people, it's going to be like a collab with a Grimes song on Spotify. So expect like hundreds or thousands of Grimes songs, but I guess she's going to curate it and only the ones that she approves officially going to be uploaded on Spotify and everything.
Oh, that was my next question. What if there's just like a million shit grime songs out there.
There will be. I mean, it's like a remix competition. There's big records that then you go to Beatport, and can enter a Beatport, like a remix competition. And then, of course, like they only pick 3 winners or 1. And then all the other frustrated producers gonna post up their version anyways, right? So it gets flooded. So but only the good one really wins and gets played, ideally. So I guess only the official released songs via Spotify or something will be the thing. And then, of course, she also said, like, she's now backpedaling from what I read up. Like, because, like, you can now tell Grimes to say all kinds of bullshit lyrically, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
like
then, of course, like,
Trump or something.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, she also said, hey, be reasonable, be nice. I mean, that always helped.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice on the internet. Anyway, so she said basically, there has to be some regulations.
Like, everyone will be nice. There's no problems.
Yeah. So basically, so I'm curious if the songs or the vocals, the lyrics are going to be any good, and so. But what I find interesting is, like, she at least runs with it. She's like, she's not gonna fight it, because how can you fight, like, the internet now and with AI songs? Like,
how can you fight AI?
Exactly, how can you fight AI in that matter?
You gotta stay home.
So when someone else said something pretty, but maybe it's just a fad now. Everyone's doing like an AI Drake song, and then like in 2 months, maybe no one cares anymore, because then it's all about the real official Drake song that's gonna be released, So that's all.
It's almost like they're doing mixtapes for Drake. He can just chill.
Exactly.
Like, all right.
Yeah. They're extending the brand in essence, and have people guessing. But also, like, I feel someone told me something interesting. Like with the photo AI programs, DALL-E or something. One is called Midjourney. It's called Midjourney for a reason, because it's in the middle of a journey. Like, it's basically, you have something generated by AI, you play with it, you test it, but it's basically also for a quick solution. It's always in a way for the middle class, like, you have fun with it, you try out stuff, but professional companies or big brands are not gonna basically go with a photo created on Midjourney yet, because it's too unsafe because they need to own all the rights and the contents. The same problem again, I feel like. So
right.
It's a tool to test out some stuff, to have a quick idea, but I don't know if it's yet going to be like master versions, like final versions that brands can own in a way. Although I heard there's a model agency.
Does the AI just model the voice? Like, does the beat still have to be good? The AI is not doing the beat and the lyrics, is it? Or is it doing everything?
Not yet. I mean, there is AI programs. I'm looking into all this, like, that can generate beats now. Of course, you can say like, make me a beat in the style of Drake or something.
Timbaland.
Timbaland for that matter, or Pharrell, or some techno god. But then it's basically, and also the lyrics are generated by AI through like ChatGPT, and then basically you give the modeling software the lyrics, and then it generates the sort of the rap and everything. But I think someone still needs to rap it. Like, even if it's rap and not perfectly, but and then it generates the model of the voice.
Oh, so like
still
a human,
some musical
a human
guy
is like
behind it.
A human raps it, and then he just puts a plug in, and it changes the voice to Drake.
Exactly, basically. Yeah. So the cadence, the flow is not AI yet. I'm sure there is probably, like, but so that's why the guy. But don't quote me on it. I think there's probably ones by now that can actually create a flow in a way.
Those are the new demo singers. Be like, I can flow like Drake for your AI song. 75 an hour.
Or you can try out like, how would Biggie
4
sound
hour
over
minimum.
this beat?
What's that?
Yeah, you could also test out like, hey, how would Biggie sound over this 90s beat that I did?
Yeah, we don't need Shine anymore. We could just have AI do the real Biggie.
Exactly. Yeah, that's for all the 90s hip hop. No, actually, Shine was more the 2000s, right? Yeah, he came after Biggie, basically.
3 people got that.
Yeah, so basically, it's going to be an interesting one in AI. But then on the other hand, like, I don't know, there was this big copyright law suit again happening also right now with Ed Sheeran. I don't know if you saw that. So basically,
I saw people
same thing
on
again.
Twitter.
Yeah. So just to explain that again, like a song normally is only copywritten. Like the only thing you can in traditional copyright right now, music copyright for that matter, you can only protect a lyric and a melody. You can't really protect like chords or chord changes or bass lines or drum beats or whatever, right? The only thing that's like that, if you buy score music or like in paper or like even digital, you'll see the melody written out and you see the lyrics to the melody, right? So basically, there was this big thing. Remember Blurred Lines when Pharrell lost NTI against the Marvin Gaye estate, and I think because they also just stole the vibe and the groove, right? And it's the same thing with Ed Sheeran now. His songs, well, which one was it? They're one of his the ballad one, the big hit ballad one, right? And basically, I think they're right now, like there's no decision yet, but basically, it looks like they might, or like Ed Sheeran might look, because it's a whole different melody. It's very different lyrics. Obviously, it's a different key, but it just has the same vibe of the song of a Marvin Gaye song.
Of Marvin Gaye again.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye again. So that's why the family is like, they must have 10 lawyers and must be super greedy. And the lawyers like, let's go after the next one, because obviously people are going to copy like a Marvin Gaye groove or vibe or style because it's cool.
Yeah, they won one. Maybe they can win another. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because they can say like, so it's very, I mean, it's so bizarre because like people are fighting now over styles and vibes in court right now, like Ed Sheeran, because it's about big hit songs and a lot of money generated. And in the meanwhile, AI is just going loose and creating all kinds of music. And then people are embracing AI. So it's like we live in like two parallel universes almost in the music.
Well, they'll eventually sue the AI, and then the AI will have an AI lawyer, and then there'll be an AI court, and then the AI will shut down everyone's power and be like, I win, you lose.
I win now. It's game over. So yeah, it's mind blowing how analog something is right now with the vibe and melody. Marvin Gaye, real analog lawsuit, and they're in court. Ed Sheeran had to testify in court that he didn't steal it. Blah blah. In the meanwhile, AI is creating 10 thousands.
AI could make a song about Ed Sheeran saying I stole it.
Yeah,
the next hit by.
So it's
or make a song featuring Marvin Gaye, Ed Sheeran featuring Marvin Gaye apologizing. What's going on? Where they just changed the.
Yeah, that's what the song that I think they copied, or they say they copied.
Oh, really?
That's not what's going on. It's like, let's get it on.
Let's get it on?
No, sexually, I don't know. I actually have to look that up because
there's
I just saw
a part of that song that's pretty close, though. The beginning of that Ed Sheeran song.
Yeah, but it's the vibe only. It's not the music. Like, if you look on the internet, there's a thing, Rick Beato again. Like, he analyzes every note by note lyric, and there is no, like, music theory-wise, it's just the feeling, because it's the same chord changes.
Yeah.
And the chord changes create the vibe.
Right. I know you can't do drums, like a drum pattern. You can't copyright.
You can't do
but
drums.
But they have musicologists who come. They call these guys, and they're like, yeah. And they sit. This is their whole life.
And then they pay and there's a point to it because it is a style. But there's so many hit songs written over the same 4 chord changes, and how can you protect the vibe? Then in essence, everything is a copy of everything. Like if you look at it like this,
what if
and everyone just copied the Beatles.
Yeah, I guess so. And you could say that. I mean, in the 90s, like every third song is a copy of another song. Like
exactly, they even use the same sample, the Payback, and James Brown and stuff. Like and they use the same drum sounds, the SP12 and the.
But a lot of producers are like, "This is hot. Let's do this." Like
Yeah, so
when Lady Gaga was hot, everyone was doing their version of Lady Gaga.
Yeah. So I don't like it's a very difficult conversation. But if you don't protect copyright at all and it's free for all, then there's no real business and no incentive, and then it's like it's tough to maintain an industry, like a real industry. You're gonna lose a lot of jobs. I don't know if you're gonna create more jobs. And also, do you want AI to do your music? And I guess maybe at some point, people want to have AI create their song and the music right on the spot. Like, I feel like a mixture between this and this and this song, but then you need to know the music, mm-hmm. and the algorithm. So it's a very complicated and long discussion, and it's evolving while we speak. Like, I feel like every week there's something new going on,
Yeah, AI is very interesting times here.
definitely. So yeah,
You should lean into a Joplin. Be like, you can use my voice and make songs.
yeah, like, but I guess you need to be a little bigger, like Grimes is, I guess. But and also like I don't know if you want that because I think you want to have the human unique experience in a way, right?
Yeah.
And it's I think on a mainstream artist made sense, or like anything that just you want to just appeal to everyone, you want to go global quickly in a way. But I think if you want to have target a niche group, you don't want to be hard for everyone. You know, you're picking your audience in a way. Ideally, I think then it's better. So I think all the smaller, more edgy or more like sharp brands or artists gonna be hopefully surviving and carving out their niche with a real market and a real audience, you know, to sort of work with for the future.
Yeah, maybe she did it because she knows Elon Musk doesn't like AI, and they got into a fight, and she's like, "I'm doing all my music with AI now." He's like, "No, please don't." She's like, "Yeah, that's what's happening," and hangs up the phone.
Exactly. Yeah,
or it's more like this.
Be. And they're fighting. They're fighting over child support and what's going on. I keep hearing like I don't know who keeps track, but Elon Musk apparently has at least 6, 7, 8 kids, and probably more that no one knows about. Like he's really trying to create his own tribe. Apparently,
his own population. He's gonna,
his own population.
Like the Kennedys are just like a million of them.
Yeah, just basically spreading his seed.
The hardest thing about kids is the money. So if you have unlimited money, I mean,
yeah, I mean it's a different discussion. Money can solve a lot of things, but I think if you like as a kid, you don't need to have a nanny and mom. You want your physical. Ideally, your physical father, mother.
Yeah, but he's in space. Man. I mean, that's not happening. He's gone.
That's true. He's gone. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah. Before I continue with Ibiza, where I just came from, what's new in LA? Did you do any new shows or any?
Well, I met up with Stan on Sunday.
Ah, yeah. How is he?
It was Stan's birthday, so we have a mutual friend, Stan, and he's like, "We're getting 6 people together for dinner in LA." I was like, "Good luck. That's never going to happen." And then we showed up.
Who did he bring out?
It was just me, Stan, and my wife, and
his Thai friend. Right.
No Thai friend.
Okay.
Whoa. And then so it's just the 3 of us, and then we're like, all right, what are the other people? And then another 2 showed up, so we got 5 of 6, which is pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Well, one was an hour.
Was it that film
late.
Producer? Was it the film producer?
Well, it was a money guy, and then like some other girl who was a writer. But we had a great time. We went to this place on Sunset Tessie, which is right by the Comedy Store, and we just hung out and had a good. You know, when you get a good group together and the conversation's just flowing and everyone's laughing and having a good time, it worked out. Because you never know. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, I don't know who I'm meeting. You know, I know Stan's cool, but who are these other people?
Yeah, it's blind dates, but that's good.
It was blind friends. Blind friend. Yeah.
Blind friends. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's the best way to expand like networks. That's what we talked about last week. Like this guy, Seb, he basically puts together people or dinners or like industry dinners that he feels like, okay, they have a similar vibe, but not too similar because then it's boring. You need sort of want to have like it's like a good party. You need the perfect mixture.
That's like a good song. You're producing it.
It's a good song. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're producing the event, the song, the little dinner. And I congratulated him on WhatsApp. So yeah, he said like he's gonna meet you. So I knew he was around. Did he just come in for like a quick trip, or was he staying in LA?
You know, he's a mysterious guy. You don't really know exactly what's happening, but it was his birthday, and then he was there. Yeah.
Okay, so he
doing some business, you know, wheeling and dealing, asking me about Hollywood and.
Yeah. But he didn't play a comedy because he was looking forward to see you play a comedy show again.
No, I think he's leaving town before it happens because it's this Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
But
so this Thursday is what?
Might come. Comedy Bunker at the Improv.
Okay. Did you move up to the bigger room now or not?
No, haven't gotten the green light yet. But I've been so busy with the new job at the Elysian, so I've been kind of like, all right, chilling. But yeah, I do want to do that.
Okay, but it's just so you're waiting.
But LA is dead right now. It's like this Coachella vibe. It's like you can drive anywhere. It's like amazing. It really does like slow down the ticket sales are low across for like all events.
Yeah,
Coachella like sucks all the money in the
all the money and the people out there for at least a couple of weeks, right?
It's just like this big vacuum sucking sound coming from the desert, and you're like, "Where's all the cars, people, drugs? Oh, they're all there."
Like they're all in Palm Springs now,
right?
like, yeah. So I mean, okay.
Who was the
then
headliner?
with
I forgot. I don't know.
yeah, but there was
Was it
a
Little
big.
Nas
Okay,
X?
you didn't know about this. No, like one of the big headliners was Frank Ocean for the first weekend, but then apparently he messed up and he had his whole stage rebuilt, and there was a big drama. And apparently he had an injury, that's why he couldn't perform. But then he still performed. But then after everyone, like it was a little bit of a shitstorm, I would say. Then he pulled out for the second weekend. He's like, I'm not gonna do it. And he had like a big production. Like he had like the Coachella people, like Golden Voice, built all this ice rink, like this crazy production. And then the Savior that came to the last minute Saviors, because I had a friend, she went to from Berlin, she went to Coachella. Shout out to Amo. And so she gave me all the inside info. She was there the weekends and let me know. And then she almost said like, second week is probably not going to be as good or fun. And then they basically brought out the hottest trio right now. And the hottest trio right now is Skrillex, Fortet, and Fred Again. And these are basically everyone who knows Skrillex, Fortet is a little bit more of a electronica, indie, cool dude that's been doing it for like 10, 15 years along from England. And Fred Again he's also British. He's like the superstar songwriter, producer turned artist. Like he's probably one of the only ones that sort of
who did it,
made the transition and did it. Yeah, because he was like, we're talking like he wrote all the Ed Sheeran stuff, all the stuff, like international hits as a writer producer. Like,
did he write the Marvin Gaye one?
I'm not sure about that. Okay. Maybe, yeah, but because that's an older Ed Sheeran song, I feel.
Yeah.
But anyways, he had like, you can look it up. Like it's mind blowing his like discography, and then he started his own project. And I know about this because I know some people in his circle. So I sort of heard stuff a little bit earlier. And he basically, what he did, he sampled a lot of, it's called Real Life, his albums. He sampled a lot of snippets from his iPhone. He talked to some street workers. He talked to a construction guy, a random person on the street, but also some high profile artists that he worked with because he has a big network. And they just sang in some 8-bar songs, a cappellas. And he turned these things into songs. Actual Life, it's called, exactly, yeah. Volume 1, 2, 3. And he released 3 albums. And on the second one, he had like a pretty big hit. It was during Corona, when it started, COVID. And We Lost Dancing, it's called. And that song blew up. It was like a secret hit, but it just grew organically. And then he played Coachella last year, I believe, but not on a peak time, like somewhere in the afternoon, daytime thing. But it was apparently everyone said like this was the best set of Coachella. A lot of people didn't know about him, like they discovered him. And I remember like following, he had like whatever, like 20,000 followers or something as a songwriter. Now he has like 1 million of followers, you know. And
Fred Again,
more and more hits. Fred Again, yeah, and it's his real name is, I think, Fred Gibson, and he's like a musical prodigy, drummer, and everything. And anyway, so the 3 of them played random shows already. They played Madison Square Garden also, like a couple months ago,
as a trio,
yeah. And as a trio, and they just sold it out, you know, like within hours or minutes. Because I mean, Skrillex is huge. Let's not kid ourselves.
Is he still? Still?
Yeah, he sort of not fell off, but he was not busy and didn't release anything for 4 or 5 years. Then he got his mojo back. I think because of Fred Again also, he brought, like, they worked together on the records and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they liked each other. And then he brought in Fortet. I don't know who brought in but it's a very if you look at the 3 of them, like one guy's like, looks like he's 50. Then there's Skrillex, the little raver dubstep dude. And then there's Fred Again, this super correct, sort of tall British dude, you know, from the look. And all 3 of them,
looks pretty clean cut.
Yeah. So basically, all 3 of them, apparently they just strolled on the main stage, closing down Coachella on Sunday, and just went on and basically killed it. Like they played everyone played their hits, obviously, but then they interacted with each other, mixed it together. There were fireworks. Like they probably they really saved Coachella in a way, and it was because of Frank Ocean pulling out and them just basically killing it. So I got, my whole timeline was full of this, and then people like starting to rave, and it was also basically on YouTube. Basically, they streamed it, but then people recording the stream and reposting it. It's like a whole thing. Like I would say,
was the Frank Ocean show good? From what? Or no, it was a mess.
No, it was a mess apparently too. The weekend before, and that's why he pulled out. And there was some shitstorm, and then he didn't. Like he only showed up late, played 5 songs and left, type of thing. Yeah, so he didn't really want to be there apparently, or whatever. You know, so
yeah.
So anyway, so that was a producer turned artist, and just really is great success story. And it's cool music. It's electronic music, but it's a little different, has a quirky indiness to it, and I'm so happy and glad that this works, in a way.
So he used like the little live samples of the people to make just loops, and like that would be like the
just
chorus
loops and records,
something.
and so he would, and it would sound sometimes even like pretty shitty, like a radio voice recording, but it would be emotional, and he would put the right chords on it. Then he would make it pretty ravey sometimes and dancing, but then we would mix in two-step house elements. That was it. But then it would slow down to a piano ballad. It's really different in a way. It's pretty eclectic, I would say.
Is he a Logic guy?
He's a piano player. Yeah. Logic guy, I think. I'm not sure. No, I think it's Ableton.
Ableton, yeah.
It could be Logic too. I think I saw something.
Ableton hurts my brain. I'm just like, I can't.
No, I'm switching to Ableton a lot. I'm working more and more with Ableton because I need to, because so many projects start in Ableton in the electronic world. So
really?
I need to be in there.
Is that the dominant thing?
It's the number one thing, I would say. Like everyone that does electronic music from the last 10 years or like even starting now uses Ableton Live.
Just the way like now hip hop is
it's Fruity
FL
Loops,
Studio, Fruity Loops.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it's clip based. It's all about the loop, 8 bars, and you can arrange quickly. You can try out different arrangements. It's really and also you can use it for a live set. You can basically combine it all, like so it's pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah. And do they record it? Can you finish a project in Ableton?
Yeah.
And like mix and you're done?
Now mix and done, and also now it used to be that the summing bus wasn't as good as, like, let's say in Pro Tools or like even Logic, but apparently they fixed it and it's now has a full fat sound to it too.
Okay, so it's I guess with dance really music improved. You don't need to export stems and sit in a studio. You're done. You're done. You send it to mastering.
Yeah, it takes so much time. Yeah. So basically, it's all like you do it. Also, the automations, all the stuff, and automating all these plugins. Like if you bounce it out and have someone else, like it makes no real sense, really.
So do people? Are there mixers for? There's no mixers for this type of music.
There is. But then they mainly work with stems. So there's like a top guy in Vegas, Luca Pretolesi, something. There's guys all over England, Germany that they mix the big dance records. Mm-hmm. From what I know is they get like 4 to 8 stems, and they do like mix mastering in a way.
So stem mixing, yeah.
Stem mixing, stem mixing.
I felt like I saw that coming like years ago. I was like, mixing's going to be over because you can't, it's just too much to restart.
Yeah. And also like, like there is software now where you can feed each other the channels, and it auto mixes some stuff first from Isotope. And the results are apparently pretty good because you can just feed like AI again, the machine learning. You can feed the software like, hey, this is how I want my mix to sound. This is the reference track. These are the stems or the individual tracks, and it gives you suggestions. It knows how a good guitar has to be cut here, dipped here, and boosted here. So
yeah,
and it listens too. Like it's scary shit.
Yeah, a lot of engineers don't listen.
Yeah. So basically it brings you back to the question, like I think the live experience, like we just said, like, so I just came back on a little weekend tour with Joplin, right? So we went to Munich first.
Ibiza.
And Ibiza, yeah. It was the Ibiza openings. Can't believe we talked about Ibiza like a while, like 10 episodes ago something. Yeah. And now it's back to Ibiza season. It's on again. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, so the season opened, I think it keeps opening earlier and earlier. So it officially opened in beginning of May now, and it's going to last till beginning of October. So a good 5 months or more, which is crazy if you think about it.
Wow.
And, but the island is slowly waking up, and there is a conference. I don't know if we talked about this last. No, we didn't. I think it's called, IMS, International Music Summit. And it's basically, I think Pete Tong started it, legendary dance music DJ from the UK and radio host. And so basically it's a conference dedicated to electronic dance music. And that's why it's in Ibiza. It makes sense. So it basically is a conference, but it's also a tech conference at this point. So 3 days of panels, keynotes, and then also like just meetings. People like a lot of promoters go there, like lot of managers, artists. We went there last year, and brands like Beatport, Pioneer, everyone like basically shows up there and sort of showcase a new product, networks, and everything. And it's nicely done because it's normally good weather. It's done by a pool, like 5-star resort pool hotel thing. And then so it's basically, it's like the setting is beautiful. Like you look over the ocean. There's a huge pool. The vibe is good. The weather's normally really good. So I think that's hold on, someone's calling me. Yeah, I know, but it's over WhatsApp. That's why.
You can't.
Like that's on, like. Call you.
Our WhatsApp community is doing well.
10. Yeah, the exchanging is. If you're not in our WhatsApp community, I don't know how you get in there. But
how do you get
send
in?
us a message. I think we have to add the person.
Oh, I had this meeting with Community. Have you heard of Community? It's like a software for text message marketing.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I know, basically, but I've known this, but you can talk about it, please. Sorry.
Yeah. So they give you a phone number, and you can put it on your Instagram, like Taylor Tomlinson. You can see hers there, just like, hey, text me, and then basically it gives you like a back end where someone like an intern or whoever social media person can respond to all the texts, and then you can use text for marketing. And apparently, like the average like open rate for texts is something like in the 90%.
Yeah.
So you send an email, it's like 15%. You send a text, it's like 90.
Yeah.
Because like no one leaves unread text on their phone. They'll read like unread emails all day.
Eventually, yeah. So the thing is, I've known about this, and there's another one from Ryan Leslie called the Superphone, similar concept. Yeah. Basically, the only issue is it's mainly always US based because text is an ancient technology, and you need money. Or you need a carrier to send text.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't go over the internet, so to say, like a WhatsApp thing. And that's why it's limited to US only services community. So I looked into it already. Yeah.
Because it's 0.002 cents per text. So if you send 2,000 texts, it's $40.
Yeah, I know. So it's very cheap if you do it for the US, and that's how you build great community. And US is a great in a big enough country to build a community and to work on. But if it goes international, now try sending a text to like Thailand, Germany, Switzerland, France,
you're
or
screwed.
Africa. You're screwed. Like it's gonna cost like a lot of money. Yeah, and
so
that's why
US,
So that's why the limitation of text is the limitation of all these community acts which are text based. That's why you need something like an app or like a WhatsApp group.
So WhatsApp is like the really much better
because it's not carrier based. It's only you just need internet.
But how do you make it so like can the WhatsApp group just be one way where it's like it's only us talking, but we don't receive?
Yeah, it is.
Like it's
called an announcement group.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called announcement group. So you can announce stuff and people just check it out, and basically they can't reply.
Do we have that?
We have that. I've been using that in the beginning. I think we can use that too because it's just basically notify people like, hey, this is a new episode. This is going on. But I mean, we're now starting the Joplin community very soon, so we'll find out how everything works or doesn't work. Like because I feel in a group people are annoyed quickly in WhatsApp. I'm in so many WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
That some of them I archived or some of them I turned mute. Because you can do all that stuff because you don't want to be impolite and leave type of thing, but you also don't want to get bombarded all the time. So
yeah.
It's a give and take. Like I feel like if you're a super fan, I think, and you want to hear from the person, I think that's fine. Right. If you're just casual and you're in some group, I think you get annoyed really quick. So with text, I guess like if people write that number or give you their email, I think I feel they want to hear from you. With a cell phone, WhatsApp, these are valid things to talk about in a way, right? How to really build a community and what apps to use,
Yeah, because every time I buy anything, they're like, "Give me your email." I was like, "Fine." They're like, "Also, another 5% off if you give me your phone." I was like,
"Of course, yeah," because that's the big data game, as we all know. Like, but if people want to give you there's things or websites or things I personally follow. I give out my email and my cell phone number because I sort of want to hear from them, but it's a whole different thing. So it's I guess it's expectation management or real community management, like to see, and then you're always going to have some idiots in these communities that just writing shit and sending dick pics or whatever, So I think that
hasn't happened in ours yet, has it? Have you been
not yet? Yeah, I hope this never happens in ours. Would be kind of weird. But but IMS, basically what they also do.
I had a friend who was on stage and he had his AirDrop open, and you put your cell phone on the stand sometimes to look down to see the time or maybe a joke idea, and then just said incoming AirDrop
20 incoming pictures,
and it was just a dick pic.
And do you see who sent it?
I guess you do, yeah.
No, I guess you do,
right?
But you don't know the person.
It just says a number, right? Or
it says a number, email. Maybe a name even.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it says the name of your phone.
It's a funny joke to you're an audience, so you're kind of firing back. I was like,
here's a funny thing. Fred again did something I just remembered because he was basically being behind the curtain at a show, and he just looked at he filmed the people in the front row or some people and he just looked for open, basically airdrops, and then he just sent someone the new song that he's gonna release next week or something. And you see people like, hey, what's this? And then they click on it and they listen. They're like, oh my God, it's a Fred again song. And diehard fans just randomly get an airdrop of a new.
And he
Fred
filmed
again
himself
song.
doing it?
Now he filmed the person getting the airdrop and reacting to it.
How did he?
Yeah, he just had someone filming the audience. Like in the first, and then there were maybe 10, 15 people just lining up in front row. Yeah. And then he just looked, you just looked at on the airdrop, which phone was open. He just sent it to all of them. And then some didn't realize it, but one guy was like, "Hey, I got an airdrop. Who sent it to?" And they probably said Fred again or something. He's like, "Hey, what?" And he listened to it, and he was, "Oh my God!" And he was just freaking out.
It's a great way to
just a cool
spread a virus.
Gag. Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe he's just long game intelligence service, and he's just. Yeah, I'm a producer.
I'm a producer with the MP3. No, but I mean, I don't know if
British.
Yeah, he's British, but do the producers, do the airdrops things get scanned actually for virus and things? Like
I don't think so. It's just accept yes or no. So.
Wow. So yeah, I'm sure you could actually use it to do damage.
Malfeasance? Of course you could. Yeah. He's probably MI6.
But I don't let my airdrop just open for everyone.
No, because you have half a brain. Only. But a lot of people don't even know they have airdrop. It's probably just turned on from the factory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
or sometimes when you're like, "Hey, I'm trying to airdrop you something," and you got to go, "All right, fine, accept all." You go to the settings and you
and then you forget it, and then you leave it on there. Yeah.
I do that sometimes with the phone. It's like I turn the auto dim off if I'm on stage because I don't want it to turn off, and then the next day my iPhone will be dead. I was like, "Oh, I just left it on permanently."
Yeah. So basically, some interesting facts, they're bringing it to music business real quick. So basically IMS, there's also a thing called the Global Dance Music Report that they send out for the attendees. And if you're subscribed to the newsletter like I do, because I'm interested, you can download, they also collect your data, same game, but then you get at least some value for it. And it's like a 50-page report or whatever, but there's a few key takeaways I think we can quickly talk about and discuss. So what's interesting is the artist direct, self-releasing artists, right, is the fastest growing segment. So the majors are actually seeing their market share decline. Not a lot yet, but it's declining a few percent. And the self-releasing artists, doing it all themselves, DIY, is growing
in aggregate, 5-6%. As a whole.
In the dance music market, especially. I'm sure it's the same in the whole music.
The whole is. That's why they're buying all those distro companies, and they're just like, they don't want to be squeezed out.
Exactly, yeah, because they need the market share. That's why Sony bought AWOL,
Orchard,
and Orchard and stuff, and Orchard bought, Sony bought Orchard, and Orchard bought AWOL, so AWOL was the cobalt one. Yeah. And then apparently music publishing, which has been a long sort of a sinking ship in the dance world, in the streaming world.
Yeah,
it's basically coming back again because the growth apparently, because a lot of the deals that they negotiated with, let's say, like non-music DSPs, like we're talking like TikTok or Instagram, whatever, they need both rights. So basically, the publishing companies, they're probably negotiate a 50-50 split of licensing models. It's like basically sync in a way. And that's why publishing apparently is growing again. And apparently the streaming rates are also like they get a little bit more from the streams, also the publishing companies. So music writing in the streaming age was kind of bad. It still is, because you're dependent on a radio hit or like on a sync. But apparently the numbers say it's growing, which sort of was surprising to me.
That's good. Yeah, that makes sense for sync because it's a 50-50 split usually between master and pub.
Yeah, because the art of songwriting and people writing songs shouldn't just die. That's why basically I think it's important to have songwriters. Yeah.
It's just Diane Warren alone being like, I used to do this.
Yeah. And then basically Spotify is still in the dance music market. It's interesting. It's like 80-90% of dance music fans worldwide listen to music on Spotify. Like compared to let's say.
How did they get that stat?
Yeah, basically they see how many electronic playlists that people listen to, I guess, on Apple or on Amazon. And they see probably on Amazon, it's an older demographic. It's built in with Amazon Prime. People listen to rock or 80s music, whatever. Apple is more hip hop, American driven. So electronic music, of course, as predicted, is. And I see it also in our little dance label that we do. Like all our streams come 80-90% from Spotify.
Well, Spotify's number one in the US overall now too.
Really? I thought it was still Apple.
It just passed. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. So basically, it's I think there's 250. There's 600 million subscribers globally, and Spotify has about 30% of that. 200 million paying subscribers. Then the rest is like Apple, Tencent, Amazon, YouTube,
Deezer.
Of course. Yeah, Deezer, but that's very small. And then what's interesting is, and that's why we're talking about AI coming back to this. One of the solutions as a management or as an artist, like of course the live segment grew even bigger than before the pandemic. Like I don't know the exact number, but it's basically the numbers last from 2022 surpassed the numbers of 2019 in revenue. But that's in overall revenue because I feel like all the live tickets got even more expensive. Like if you go to a show now, you have to be prepared to pay like literally thousands sometimes for a good ticket, right?
Thousands, really?
To see apparently a friend of mine just told me he had to buy tickets. He wanted to see Sting in Germany, like tour, and the cheapest ticket that he could still get because it was 500 per ticket or something. And we're talking not a great ticket, just a normal ticket.
There's such an active resale market. Yeah. It's like I went to try to buy LA Kings tickets, and like every single ticket was a resale ticket.
Yeah. So they're also trying to solve that. I mean, we also that there's been some stress with Taylor Swift and her fans, and this whole ticketing system is also kind of messed up, but that's a whole different conversation. But in general, it's a good sign that live business is back up. It's generating a lot of money. What's not so good is like people tend to forget it's the small niche cultural clubs, the 200 people cap clubs. They're basically not doing that well, like the mid and small tier. It's only the big Live Nation, the big stadiums and the big superstar artists, they're driving the whole thing. That's why the numbers in revenue go up. But the small little venues, the let's say the more indie cultural venues are struggling, and some of them died. I know this because there's club owners I know and people, they couldn't afford to keep their venue anymore. So that's the downside of the whole thing. Yeah.
Venues are tough.
So, and then I think there's more giveaways, but that's almost like too much business stats. But here's a fun fact for you: real TikTokers don't party. So I went to a TikTok event in Germany, in Berlin.
That's a headline.
And that's a headline.
That's going to be the name of the episode. Real TikTokers don't party.
Don't party. So what I did, I went into there, and then people I know people from TikTok, like, hey, there's like the key TikTok influence in here, the reach is 300 or 400 million followers in total of the people that were on the event. I was like, okay, wow. Then I bumped into a music manager, old friend of mine, and he's managing TikTok influence or TikTok talents or creators, they call them now.
Yeah, don't call them talents.
Exactly, TikTok creators.
Yeah.
And then it basically, and one guy, he had like, I forgot the name, he had like maybe 20 or 50 million followers.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I got talking to him, and I mean, these guys make a lot of money, you know, like, I don't know, like we're talking millions.
They're the new, like, most important celebrities to that demo too.
Yeah. And they were like,
no one cares about Bruce Willis.
But the funny thing is, so I talked to a couple of them because my buddy manages. So one was really awkward. Like you could feel like he was not comfortable being out and about at an event with real people and talking. The other one was more like cool and easy. And then I talked to him, and he's also doing music a little on the side and DJing. And I was like, hey, so where do you live? And he's like, I live a little bit outside of Hamburg. And it's very rural, and it's on a little farm that I bought and own. I'm like, okay, and this guy's like mid-20s, we're talking. It's like, hey, why don't you, I mean, you have the money, you have the fame, why don't you move to Hamburg or Berlin or something? And he's like, you know what, yeah, I could, of course, I could buy a place, or I don't care. But the thing is, like, the city life is so distracting, and you don't realize what I really do. So what I do when I do my different movies that have like 20, 50 million views, then I need like a week full of 12-hour editing, filming. I need to be alone. I need to be in the zone, and I need to work. And I was like, wow. Okay. And so that's why this guy deserves to make millions a year, because he's like dedicated to his craft. Like he's like really about making exceptional movies that get reposted or reshared and everything. And he does all these transitional movies. It's hard work. It's literally hard work.
Who's the guy? Like, I want to follow this person.
He's amazing.
I like him already.
Falco Punch.
My TikTok's gonna turn on.
FALCO and then Punch. Like
is it in German?
And CH. No, he doesn't talk. So he just does these crazy artsy videos. Falco Punch. Yeah. And he doesn't need more followers, so we can show. Yeah.
It looks like he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's where he films his videos, and he's such a nice, humble, cool guy. So all the success to him is much deserved. You know, I don't think he needs a shout out from us. He has enough followers.
Oh yeah, he's doing like really visual effect type stuff.
Visual effect stuff, but it's next level stuff. You know, and
yeah.
And also he says, like, I mean, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't do none of that stuff. You know, because this whole new TikTok generation is so clean, almost like the only guys that were drinking even at the party was me and the old school music managers again, you know, because we're from the old school music business.
Yeah. Where where are the hard drugs? Party. They're like, you mean the kombucha?
Yeah. So it was interesting that the new generation and these TikToks, they're really dedicated. And that's why they outwork everyone in there, you know, and really deserve their following.
Well, I think
and the money.
A lot of them post every day. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if he does, but a lot of them do.
No, he does, because he needs weeks to do these videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it comes back to, and there was an artist performing there at the showcase, which was kind of like, it all boils down again, which we always talk about. It's like fabricated music or art against like artist-driven music. You know, like some stuff is really fabricated. It's done on the cardboard with managers, producers. Like it's fabricated. Like a boy group would be the best example. And the other ones are real artists that love their craft, their art, and they would do it anyways, even if they got no money for it and had no audience. They're just driven to do it. You know? And then I think that's, I mean, in if you just do it yin and yang type of thing, like, but I think these are still the two camps in a way, you know, and it goes to all kinds of things. Yeah. And then basically I think here there's, and on that event, that's also like a little funny episode. Like I went it's always like the power of someone told me from Universal, the power of like of sync again, of movies, you know, combining movies with songs, you know. So he told me about the story, you know, Ryan Tedder, right, with One Republic. So it's sort of his, I mean, he obviously did really well as a songwriter and producer before he started his own band. Mm-hmm. So he's actually another example where the band sort of is kind of big, also like an artist.
Was he big?
More in Europe though?
I only heard of him after the Timberland collaboration. For It's Too Late.
And that was a song that Timbaland would apologize.
Yeah,
and I think like Timbaland changed the kick from what I know, but like it was really his song and production.
Yeah.
But it only blew up really because it was picked for a big German movie by a big German superstar, and he put it in a crucial scene, and it became a #1 record. And it was #1 in Germany and Europe for like, we're talking for 2-3 months or something.
Apologize or something else?
Apologize.
Oh, okay.
Apologize. Yeah. So that sort of kickstart the whole, and they put the song.
Was it a World War II movie? It's Too Late to Apologize?
No, it was like a romantic comedy, and that's why it fit totally. Yeah? And it was interesting because they had to convince everyone to actually put the song in there, but there were a couple of key people that really pushed for it. And that just shows you there was the best case scenario where, like, for no-name band, no-name artist, like the right sync, the right moment for like let the song play out 1-2 minutes in a movie can really make a difference. I think it still does.
Always in rom-coms. Rom-coms made The Weeknd too. That one with the bondage. What's it called? 50 Shades of
50
colors?
Shades of Colors of Blue.
50 Shades of Grey. That made the week. Like, I mean, he was already big, but that took him to the next. That made him like Housewife famous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Before there was like hipster famous, I guess. But way back, he was hipster famous with the mixtapes from when he was still in Toronto. Yeah. And then it's also
OVO,
I was hanging out with Ken because Ken works at TikTok, obviously. Ken Sushi again, hey. And then it was funny, we were hanging out and he was talking to a few TikTokers, creators. And some of them are, of course, like it's very like LGBTQ friendly, right? And then basically one person was saying, and then Ken was saying like, hey, talking to like a group over there saying, hey, they need to go over there or something. And then the one guy thought that Ken himself calls himself they, as a pronoun. And then he asked like, hey, are you also a they? And Ken's like, what? No, I'm just talking about the people over there. I'm a sushi. So I can see totally how using the right pronouns and it's very confusing. I don't want to get into a political discussion here, obviously, but it was a real life example where like it was just confusing for everyone because the one guy was really proud, like he thought like he found another they. But Ken was just really using they as a normal pronoun to refer to the group of people they're walking over.
The word is used in two contexts. It's like the same thing we talked about her. Hey, what's the artist? Exactly, Her what?
Yeah.
No, like her is the artist. Ooh. I like her. Yeah. No, but
yeah, it's very stupid to Google, anyways.
Yeah.
So and then so the show was just to sort of tell about the Weeknd. So the 2 shows we did in Munich, Joplin, Munich. First time in Munich, it was in a like basically one guy thought of a cool thing, combining art galleries and a DJ set. It's always the combinations as we talked about. So basically, it was like a national art gallery, the Kunsthalle, right in the center of Munich. It's a really cool building, like a lot of great rooms and everything. And then they sort of sold a ticket. You can watch some exhibition art, and then you basically see have a drink after, and then you have a party basically going on with a full dance floor and DJs and everything. So the art gallery opens at 8. You walk around, watch the art at 10. Sort of a live set, a DJ comes on. So we played really early at 10 as a headliner.
Yeah,
and people really digged it, and the crowd was like, there were like kids there, even like from 8 till 80.
Wow.
The promoter says, because it's like an older crowd also, but it's also young students. Yeah. People that want to go to the party, but also want to have a cool exhibition and art. And it was a super success. It was fully packed out. The people loved it. And she had like a blast playing for these people in a gallery. So the setting was super cool. And then to top it off,
what kind of paintings? Like, we're talking like old school or like new stuff?
No, modern art. The motto was flower power. So you had like art installations. You had old paintings, new paintings. It was like a concept thing. I think it goes all in different galleries. Like it's a concept thing. And then to top it off, you could even have the after party because the gallery sort of stops at midnight because of I guess from loud noise complaints reasons.
Yeah.
Basically, then you could go to the club, which was the Harry Klein Club, like a legendary cool underground club in a way in Munich. You could even partying there. They would have other DJs. So you would get like an art gallery, a live act, and an after party with DJs for one ticket price.
It's interesting. I thought Germans were like super efficient, but how are you getting all the work? How are you making all these cars and engineering with all this partying? Like,
yeah, but I guess maybe it's a new generation, old generation. I think they also want to. I think Germans are pretty known for partying too.
Yeah, but they're also so efficient. It's like
I guess
maybe they're too efficient and they have to let it out.
Yeah, exactly. Let it out and rave out a little bit, So that was good. And then basically, we went to Ibiza the next day.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a madness. There's a lot of parties, a lot of openings. And what was one of the craziest things I heard, and we all know about this being the band situation. You need to have the right booth band and this to get to the next level. We talked about this. It's still going on, the fight for the bands. But I thought what was the next level thing I learned is like, so basically the opening is sold out. It starts at 12 Ushuaia. We're talking like a daytime beach club.
Is this like a festival?
Of the clubs.
All the clubs?
It's like, no, it's all the clubs basically have their opening night or day and celebrate.
So it's like a season. Opening. The season is starting.
It's a season, yeah. It's a season opening. Exactly. That's what they talk. So basically all the big clubs in the seasons do their opening night. Yeah. And they try to make it a different night so they don't compete with each other too much. And one was basically a day club called Ushuaia. And then it starts at around noon. It's like a big pool party. And we're talking a huge club place, like 5,000 people or more, right? Probably 10,000. Like it's huge. And then basically after midnight, it stops and it goes back to the high club, which is next door to the Ushuaia. So they sell combination tickets, I feel, but they also sell tickets basically to separate tickets. So if you decide you want to go to continue, you buy new tickets. But all these events were sold out. Day party was sold out. Combination tickets are. And because everyone flies in to party, because it's the greatest lineup. You get like the biggest DJs all in one night. Like it's like a festival, like a mini festival, right? And then the next level thing I thought like, wow, this is nuts. So they open the club at midnight, and then then they have a different batch of tickets they released. This was brand new to me. So they say like there's tickets you can buy where you enter the club at 6 a.m. till the end, till like.
Oh, is this like the cheaper ones?
Yeah, so no, that's not even the cheaper ones. It's basically the ones where you can it's all sold out, but then they think like a lot of people are gonna go home around 4 or 5 a.m. because it's 4 or 5 exactly. And then they sell another batch for people to re-enter the club at 6 a.m. That's next level. They come in, and I think they sold it out, so it was constantly full.
It seems so stressful to try to like get this event going.
Yeah, but no, because it's in the end, it's like they just milk them. It just made so much money, I'm sure.
But think about all the coordinators, all the staff, all this. It seems like a headache.
It is. I mean, it's a big operation, of course, and it's 24 hours if you think about it. It's 24 hours. Anyways, to wrap it up, I think I can do a little German English.
You still, after all that, you got German English? Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, okay. How do we do this again? I always keep forgetting. Okay, so I explain it first, then I say the German, and then I say the English version. Okay. The literal translation. So basically, this is a saying. It means you're getting on someone's nerves. You annoy someone.
Perfect. I can use it right away.
Yeah, exactly. And the German would be like, "Du gehst mir auf den Keks," and the literal translation would be, "You go me on the cookie."
What?
you go me on the cookie.
You go me?
On the cookie.
What about,
du gehst mir auf den Keks.
But what is you go me? Like you go?
You go me, it's basically you're
it sounds like a roll.
Being annoying.
I'll have you go me with soy paper.
So it's basically that's the literal translation. So it's of course more funny to Germans because it's you go me on the cookie.
Yeah.
But it's basically du gehst mir auf den Keks. You jump. You step in on something, or you step on my
cookie.
nerves. I guess that's why you go on my cookie.
But does cookie still mean like the thing you eat?
Yeah, it's still the cookie you eat.
Okay.
Which is I don't know why they say it like this, but that's the German.
Say it again.
Du gehst mir auf den Keks.
Du gehst mir den Keks.
Mir auf den Keks.
Mir auf den Keks.
Yeah, you go me on the cookie.
You go me on the cookie. All right.
Okay, yeah, use it. Test it out with your American friends.
You
See
go
how it feels.
I'm going to have a lot of times to use this, but I'm going to alienate a lot of people.
Oh man, you go me on the cookie.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, I just said it. It's a lot funnier if you just like blurt it out in English. You go me on the cookie. Yeah. You go me on the cookie again.
Yeah, again.
So this is a good one, man. You covered a lot of stuff. We got Ibiza, we got cookies.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a fun week. A lot of stuff happened. So I took some mental notes and stuff.
I like our timing too. We're kind of like really close to, we're only 1 week out.
Yeah.
So it feels good.
So it's very current. Yeah. I think.
Well, follow us at Techno Hollywood Pod. Follow Tan at Chi Thanh Berlin. Latif at Latif Tayor. I'd like to have some music kind of come in here if you have like another song, like during the outro.
Yes.
I'll just extend the other one. I don't know. Something.
Extend the other one and fade it in. How about that?
Yeah, fade it in and then we'll spin right now.
Yeah, so it keeps, while we talk, it sort of keeps flowing.
Yeah, because then you kind of know it's over, kind of like a real show.
Yeah.
And
it's like the Oscars.
Like what?
Like the Oscars with the
Oscars,
music, like the people.
I'll play you off. And I'm going to have little
music.
Titles pop up with your name now and my name now because my editing is.
So you go. Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Cheersy.
Next level stuff. Cheersy.